Batman the Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 26, titled Appointment in Crime Alley. And the story for this episode is that an old friend of Bruce Wayne, Leslie Thompson, has accidentally come across something that she shouldn't. She gets kidnapped, and Bruce Wayne's last Batman is trying to find out where she is. This episode is pretty much exploring probably the most important location in Batman's history, and that is Crime Alley. If you don't know what Crime Alley is, it's basically where young Bruce saw his parents, Martha and Thomas Wayne, getting gunned down right in front of him. And when Bruce, as a grown man, as Batman, in the Batmobile, driving across the streets, you feel the sense of, like, this is where it all started. Like, you feel that sense of, like, grittiness. And you sense, like, you know, it wasn't just Thomas and Martha, it was their son also, maybe not physically dead, but emotionally dead from now on. Like, that, what that kid was about to become was gone, and that quest of him becoming Batman has now, and him, you know, hitting that goal of being Batman is now the person that kid's going to become. And it's that sense of sadness towards it. And when Leslie Thompson gets, you know, is missing, Bruce feels like a 10-year-old. Like, he's not like, where's Leslie, but you feel that sense of, like, this is, you know, we find out, like, halfway through the episode how important she is to Bruce, because, you know, outside of Alfred, which normally is just Alfred, Leslie was the person who was there for Bruce during that tragic time. And when that happened, you're like, when you find that out, you're like, damn, like, this is, like, Bruce, you need to find her, like, quickly. And of course he does, but you know, and every time there's a distraction, because, you know, because it's Crime Alley, and Crime Alley is going to be, like, you know, like that part of town. Like, if you go to a city, people always say that it's like, basically it's a Lion King. It's basically this. The Crime Alley is, you know, basically the shadowy part from the Lion King. It is the elephant graveyard. It is not a place that you want to stay, right? So every time that Bruce gets distracted, you feel that sense of, like, come on, you're kidding me. Like, there's a jumper. Batman needs to stop the jumper. He's like, and even Bruce, even Batman's like, for fuck's sakes, I need to find Leslie. A train track is off its rails and just speeding through. You, as the audience member, along as Batman, it's like, fuck's sakes, we just need to find Leslie. And when Leslie does get found, you're like, oh my god, you know, because let's be honest, this show can get dark sometimes, and, you know, and it is so nice. It's so nice that, you know, there's someone in Bruce's life, in a way, was a mother figure when, you know, when his mother was sadly killed. And, you know, and it kind of, with this episode, kind of made me think a little bit about, you know, why is this origin story so powerful? Why is this origin story? Yeah, all the superhero origin stories, you know, Superman's and Spider-Man's and Captain America's and Green Lantern's, like, all of them, why is it the most threatening? I mean, when you're 6, let's use like that. And I think the reason is because, you know, when you're around that Bruce's age, let's say you're 8 years old, the most important people in your life is your parents. And having an 8-year-old picturing, you know, how, you know, picturing, like, that day when they're out there is terrifying. And knowing that it got taken away, not naturally, but forcibly, like, it got, you know, Bruce, you know, it wasn't like they got, you know, cancer, they just died for natural causes, they died from something getting gunned down. that hurts, and you understand Bruce's pain when you're at that age. And I think that's the reason why the origin story for Bruce and for Batman is probably the most powerful superhero origin story out there. More than great power comes great responsibility, or the Spatio Krypton, or the Spark and Lightning, anything. It's probably the most reason why. And the ending where, like, you know, Batman goes on the alley, probably the alley, puts some roses down, and with Leslie just giving, you know, Batman a good hug. It's so good. It's just, you know, I mean, me as a Batman fan, always when it comes any time dealing with Crime Alley is a little bit of like amendments time, really, and it kind of shows into this episode.